I just arrived in a country that doesn't exist. This is neither a country nor a state nor a city. But I'm sure you've heard famous names like Bad Bunny, Ricky Martin, Jennifer Lopez. They all came from this place. This isn't Argentina, nor is it Cuba. But after all, what is there to do on the island of Puerto Rico? What kind of food do they eat here? Are the most beautiful beaches in the world here, like many newspapers and magazines have reported? And why are millions of people from the island wanting to leave? So go ahead and leave a like, subscribe to the channel, because another adventure with Estevam around the world is about to begin. So in Puerto Rico, we woke up, had a little breakfast, and started exploring this paradise. And I arrived in Puerto Rico by booking my hotel with miles. Miles that I bought super cheap during a promotion from the Wyndham hotel chain. Look, this beachfront hotel was costing 1,833 Ries per night, but I only paid 30,000 points, which I bought for 975 Ries. Yeah, man, I paid 6 Reais and 50 centavos for every 1,000 points in the promotion that was shared in the secret alert group of Viajando con Millas. So doing the math, I saved 1,858 Reais on each night, or 2,574 Reais less to stay here for 3 nights. That's compared to the prices on Booking.com. Did you catch that great tip? See how miles and points save you a lot, not just on flights, but also on accommodation? Now let's go find our first meal here in Puerto Rico. And if there's one thing Puerto Ricans know how to do, it's eat. I'm starting my day here in Puerto Rico eating at Café La Isla. One of the favorites both among locals and travelers, not only because it's an extremely beautiful building, but also because it's a place where you can have brunch if you want to wake up later and have some delicious food. Let's go inside and I'll show you my choices on my first morning in San Juan. To pack a suitcase. Look how beautiful this place is inside. It's a very historic building. It really has that Spanish vibe. It's very beautiful, isn't it? Look, man, there's even a little shop here in the corner. You can buy local products, both handicrafts and food. Very beautiful. It really has that classic Spanish architecture vibe. Let's find a table. Here. And here, nobody takes your order. In several places in San Juan, you scan the QR code and order right here. Look, so I'm going to get this golden latte. I want a golden latte. Let's go. Eat here as soon as possible. Saper. And add it to my order. Let's see what else is on the menu. These are their drinks. Drinks. Oh, and there's matcha latte too. I love matcha latte. I want food, man. I'm hungry. Oh, in this heat, an iced matcha latte would be good too. Look, everything here is vegan, man. Smoothies. Brunch. Look at all these options. Quesadilla, omelette. Let me see what I'm going to order. Oh my God. There are endless options, including ordering art. Hold on, I'll be right back. You can also pay through the app. Someone just comes over from there and brings you your food. What do you think? Does it make things easier or take away jobs? By the way, San Juan and Puerto Rico have been complaining a lot about this lately. Especially because today, more than 2/3 of the Puerto Rican population no longer lives in Puerto Rico. Today, out of almost 10 million Puerto Ricans, only 3.5 million are here on the island. That's very few. And they leave here in search of more job opportunities. Because here the minimum wage is only $10, which is very low for the United States. Especially considering that the cost of living in Puerto Rico is as expensive or even more expensive than many other American states. And here it is. My coffee just got here and it's nothing like coffee. It looks more like eggnog. That Christmas thing. Sweet like caramel. I ordered fruit and an egg. It's been 15-20 minutes since the fruit arrived, but the egg hasn't come. I'll focus on this food for now and show you the egg if it arrives. I wanted to tell you that the price I paid was 27 and some change with taxes. Guys, that's about 180, 170 Ries if you use a prepaid card to save money. Today, the best way for us to travel is with the various prepaid cards that exist around the world. Here, the currency is the dollar, so it's American territory, they're going to use the dollar. In this case, you can use Wise Nomad, Crypto.com, there are several good cards, C6, which I also like a lot. Use a card loaded in dollars, you sometimes save 10 or 12% instead of using a credit card. Why isn't it good to use a credit card on an international trip? Because when we travel internationally, the credit card usually charges a fee in addition to the tax. The tax is the IOF, which tends to be expensive. Besides the spread, which is their fee for conversion and exchange rate, it can be 3, 4, 5, or 6. Plus IOF, which is around 3%. When you look at it, you're paying about 10% just on these little fees, okay? That's why I say it's an instant saving. And we know that credit cards aren't the best way to collect miles. The credit card can help you earn miles, but 90% of my miles come from regular spending. It's bonus purchases, gas, groceries, Uber, electronics, food, pharmacy, diapers. Yeah, for my dog Leopoldo, not for a child since I don't have one. Anyway, smart expenses. Also, if anyone wants to join our new VCM class, I'm opening spots. Just scan this QR code or click the link in the description. I'll keep the spots open for the next week, okay? With the offer for you to join my miles counter, cheap flight group, promotion alert group, the group for what's worth it, and a support group 7 days a week. All of that will be free in our offer for the new VCM class, okay? So just scan this QR code and secure your spot. I'm going to finish eating here and I want to go on to explore Puerto Rico a lot more. It's here, my son, it's here, it's breakfast, eggs with cheese. Yum, 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 yum. Wow, it was really worth the wait. Wow, this is delicious. Guys, it's really tasty. Now I need some coffee, an Americano, black coffee, espresso, or Arabica. It's really winning me over.
Sandunguera linda, vamos a bailar tú y yo. Ay, qué sabroso.
Uma grande mistura, né?
A city with chaos and disorganization, and then out of nowhere, a bunch of cute little cafes, you know? It would be a pleasant surprise for you, Puerto Rico or San Juan. And a lot of art, right? Art from everywhere. I took a Lyft. Lyft is an app that competes with Uber. Here you can use either Uber or Lyft to get around the island. To get to the historic center, it took me about 20 minutes from the area of my hotel and the cafe where I was. If you look closely, you can see the influence of the United States in the street layout, especially here in the wealthier neighborhoods of the area. Do you actually think it looks like the United States, or does it remind you more of Latin countries? Leave your opinion here in the comments. Do you think Puerto Rico is more like Latin America or more like the United States? I really want to hear from you. Puerto Rico is a Caribbean island with a Latin soul, an American passport, and one of the most unique political statuses you'll ever see. The island belongs to the United States. People born here use the dollar. Americans don't even need a passport to visit this place, but at the same time, they don't have the same rights as Americans do. Think of a place that was under Spanish rule for 400 years and still hasn't managed to become an independent country. After hearing so much about this place, I had to come here to Puerto Rico to understand a bit more about its history. And I'm starting right here at Fort San Felipe del Morro, a fort built by the Spanish. I'm talking about a Spanish rule that lasted more than 400 years, ever since Christopher Columbus arrived here in 1493 and decided this land was his. No surprise there, right? Being Brazilian and studying a bit of the history of the Americas, we know that people love to plant a flag and swear it was a new land. But actually, a lot of people were already living here. Here lived the native Taínos, people who lived in peace and harmony, planting their cassava and their corn. And they had no idea that the caravels would change their future. In fact, when the caravels arrived, the Taínos thought it was a divine gift and started offering food, gifts, and even gold. And that's when, man, the problem started. Europeans have always been very ambitious. And when they saw that there was gold here, that's when they didn't want to stop and started asking for more and more gold.
This is not enough. I know you have more. Bring me all the gold you find.
But actually, there wasn't much gold. The Taínos only gave them gold because, after all, what is gold really worth? The ones who cared about that were the Europeans, but because of this, the Europeans started enslaving people. The Taínos, they started being mistreated in their own land with demands for more gold, demands that they work for them. The Spaniards were so sure there was a lot of wealth here. They named the city of San Juan, Puerto Rico, but later they named the whole island Puerto Rico, and San Juan became San Juan. Music. And this fortress that I'm about to enter now, the fortress of San Felipe del Morro, which was built by the Spanish in the 16th century to protect the region. It's located on a huge slope, a massive cliff. Take a look at this view from here. Look, we go through this huge, massive door, this huge, massive entrance. You have to buy a ticket over there. Nothing is free in this life, as the Americans used to say. All right, it's $10 to enter the fortress, and you have to go in because this one is the most iconic. And we see 3 flags. The American one that you already know. This flag that looks like the Cuban flag, it's very similar, but it's the flag of Puerto Rico. And that flag, my son must be thinking, what does that remind me of? Something kind of like the United Kingdom. It reminds me a little bit of something. Actually, it doesn't really remind me of anything. It's the flag of the Spanish Kingdom, yes, because for 400 years this place, just like Cuba, was under Spanish rule. But how did all of this end? And for what reason did the United States take this place, guys? How did the United States get Alaska, get Hawaii, get Guam? They took so many places that don't really have anything to do with their own territory. Guys, look at this. We start by going down here, this big staircase, this huge tunnel. The fortresses were built because the Spanish were very afraid of being invaded, for example, by the Dutch, which actually happened. The fear was huge. This competition for power, for money, for territory has always plagued humanity. And it's something we still see happening today, right? Look, Mrs. Venezuelano, I'll get into that topic in a moment. Guys, what a place. Colossal, colossal, without a doubt the most iconic place when you come to San Juan to start your day. And to think that this was built 400 years ago, right? A fortress that could fight off pirates, fight off other invaders, fight off, well, anyone who tried to take the territory which belonged to the Spanish, right? After all, they deserved it, right? Look how crazy it is. Yes, it was theirs, just like Brazil belonged to Cabral. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy to defend the Europeans. I'm European too, so let me keep quiet. Here we see a couple making out in the guardhouse and the cannons used for defense. And over there, there's a view you have to see, and there are a lot of tourists. You'll notice that what we have the most here are American tourists, mainly because of the boats. Many ships stop or pass through here, bringing tourists who spend the day. It's best to come early and enjoy the start and end of the day when tourists are gone. This place gets crowded during the day because the view and sea are beautiful. People say one of the world's most beautiful beaches is here in Puerto Rico.
Hoje a Fortaleza é o principal cartão postal e ponto turístico de Puerto Rico, e saindo dela a gente pode ver muita gente vivendo ao ar livre, aproveitando que aqui é calor o ano todo para fazer esportes, empinar uma pipa, olha só, jogar um beisebol ou simplesmente relaxar nos imensos gramados da cidade.
Era mais ou menos 1890, quando os Estados Unidos estava querendo aumentar os seus territórios, o seu poder around the world. Then the Spanish-American War breaks out, a war where the United States and the Kingdom of Spain, which was one of the most powerful kingdoms on the planet, started fighting. But after 4 months of battle, Spain loses. But besides this island, Spain still owned anyway. Na Ásia, de Guam e também Cuba. Mas os Estados Unidos, they didn't incorporate Cuba like they did with Puerto Rico. Actually, after Spain lost the war, they ended up freeing Cuba, which years later would become an independent country, but Puerto Rico was simply given away, simply handed over. That's the word, handed over. It was like at the mall, buy 2 pairs of shorts and you get a free t-shirt. Puerto Rico was the t-shirt. Estivum, and what did people think about that? Man, we need to have a serious talk here, because at that time, people in Puerto Rico were exhausted. Exhausted, tired, worn out from the Spanish just sucking us dry, sucking us dry, sucking us dry. So when the United States shows up and says, guys, follow me, this is gonna be good, a ray of hope appears in the Puerto Rican community, and they actually start to think that maybe being with the United States would be the best choice for them. It's a little bit similar to the Americans removing the leader of Venezuela from power now and giving the Venezuelan people some hope of actually living in a better country, in a better place. However, we never know what will happen until things actually happen. Here you can see some islands of the Puerto Rico archipelago. Besides the main island we're on, there are also smaller islands with beautiful beaches. And maybe you think that the Americans just wanted to love, care for, and protect the Puerto Rican people. You have no idea. But we know it wasn't quite like that, right? They wanted a territory that was strategic. I'm talking about a place that's positioned right next to the Caribbean, close to Cuba, beside the Dominican Republic, and near South America. A place where the Americans didn't have any territory nearby until this conquest of Puerto Rico. But of course, it's undeniable to say that Puerto Rico flourished and changed a lot thanks to the Americans. But we can't forget that along with the good things comes some not so good things. By the way, there's a beautiful and interesting fact. This place, the Yellow House, is now an art and drawing school. And here we can see the entire historic center of San Juan, which is exactly where I'm going right now to explain to you how Puerto Rico is today. Puerto. And now let's go to some interesting facts about Puerto Rico. Although it is considered an independent American territory, there is a council in Washington that coordinates the island's economy. This causes a big rebellion among people saying, guys, are we independent or not? If we're independent, don't come at me with federal stuff from the federal government trying to control my island. Every Puerto Rican is indeed considered an American citizen, but they can't vote for president. Comment on that. Hurricane Maria and abandonment. After Hurricane Maria hit here, there were several accusations that the American government's response was very slow and that they underestimated, in a way, the real number of deaths and the seriousness of the problem.
Tonight, Maria's direct hit is devastating Puerto Rico. The first Category 4 storm to hit Puerto Rico in 85 years slammed ashore around sunrise.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a fan of European architecture, and having this legacy of Spanish architecture, especially here in the historic center of San Juan, is a beautiful thing to walk through. It's a really cool thing. I think the downtown area is very well maintained. You know, they invest a lot in tourism here, right? It became a major heritage site since the 80s, so everything is very, very, very well preserved. And it's a nice place for you to walk around. It's colorful, well taken care of. I'm feeling really safe to vlog here too, with my phone. No one's going to break into your Uber here, you know, to steal your iPhone or your Samsung or your Xiaomi, so you can relax, okay? Now I'm going to head over there because Puerto Rico has little hidden spots in every corner, really every corner, and soon we'll stop for lunch. And if there's one thing I want to show you, it's Puerto Rican food. And if there's one thing that makes a lot of people fall in love here in Puerto Rico, it's the cuisine. I've already come here to Races, which is a very famous local restaurant, to try one of the most traditional dishes of Puerto Rican cuisine. I'm about to order my mofongo. Yes, mofongo. I thought the name was funny. I found it really funny when I first heard mofongo, but it's the most traditional dish, and this restaurant is famous for serving one of the tastiest mofongos in Puerto Rico. I'll go ahead and show you the prices here so you can get an idea, okay? Puerto Rico is not cheap at all. It's US prices, especially because their main customers are Americans who come down here. So the price of beer and drinks isn't super expensive, but it's not cheap either, see? Since we're in American territory, I'll say it's not bad at all. Look, a juice is $5. The dessert here, a flan like a pudding, is only $4? Oh no, that's okay, that's okay. I thought it would be much worse here. Wow, it's a currency that's worth nothing, right, my son? Wow, this currency is awful. It's something that's not worth anything but look, a cheap little appetizer. Another interesting fact is that although Puerto Rico has English as its official language, they also have Spanish, and you'll end up seeing people speaking Spanish more than English around here. And of course I had to order a piña colada after all. Rum is considered the national drink here. I ordered a piña colada and mofongo. Mofongo is also their national dish. It's made with plantains as the base, and they add meat, garlic, bacon, and a lot of love. They mix everything together, shape it by hand, and serve it to you. There's chimichurri too, if you want to add a little. It's healthy, it's high in protein. They have it with shrimp, with chicken, and there's a vegetarian option too. And it's really healthy, right? There's no gluten, it's basically plantains with meat. And for dessert, I'm going to eat this guava and coconut flan. Guys, look how delicious. Can it go wrong? There's no way it can go wrong. The best $4 or $5 spent on the whole trip. No, everything was really good. The piña colada was delicious. The piña colada was actually $8. The dish, $28. Now this here, it's priceless. I ordered a coffee. When the coffee gets here, I'll be all set. Now, excuse me, but I haven't even shown or told you half the story of Puerto Rico yet. There's a lot of cool stuff in this. Pow! Territory. And leaving the restaurant, we walk along Calle del Recinto Sur. It's a street that will take us to the Paseo de las Princesas. One of the best places for you to watch the sunset here in the historic center. The sun sets around now, at this time of year, around 6:30, 6:40. We see some little shops, people going about their lives, and look at the architecture. I think it's just beautiful. The historic center of San Juan pleasantly surprised me. What do you think of this place? Was Puerto Rico what you expected? Not at all. I'm out of this one, look. Totally out. I don't support it. I don't take photos or videos. I think it's totally wrong to tie a macaw to a stick and charge for photos with it, since the macaw isn't getting anything out of it and is being kept captive. If Princess Isabel sees this, she'll put an end to you. There should be a law to free these poor little animals. Still, let's focus on the positives, since sadly this happens in many places. Puerto Rico was a military testing ground. The American Navy used the island of Vieques for tests for decades, and it ended up polluting the environment in a really bad way, leading to a lot of protests from the locals against this use, which was considered a bit inappropriate. There's also a controversial law, the Jones Act, which, besides granting Puerto Ricans autonomy and American citizenship, made everything on the island more expensive, because this law prohibited ships from coming to Puerto Rico before stopping in the United States. It was mandatory that any ship coming to the United States could not stop in Puerto Rico, but had to go to some place on the American mainland first. Only then could it come here to Puerto Rico. Making everything that went to the mainland first ended up much more expensive, sometimes even twice what locals paid. Puerto Rico accumulated the largest debt in American history, reaching $70 billion, which led to a fiscal intervention imposed by the US Congress. This caused the debt to be reduced by a little over 80%. Look at this monument here, my son, it's huge. It really reminds me of Place Vendôme over in Paris. Anyone who saw my Paris videos knows what they did at Place Vendôme. They took Napoleon's cannons, melted them down, and made a gigantic sculpture. But here, clearly, Napoleon isn't part of this story. This here is the Telluric Totem, which was made to mark the 500th anniversary of Christopher Columbus's arrival on the island. If you look closely at the details, there are several elements that refer to the current people here, who ended up being formed by a mix of African culture, Spanish culture, and also, we're already here. The land was already theirs. Everything was fine. Everything was under control. Right, guys? Where did we go wrong? Then from here we go down Calle del Cristo, which is one of the main streets, one of the most famous here in San Juan. You'll see several cafes, restaurants. Look, there's this oyster casa here. Look, oyster casa, and several cool little places. Look, little patios, yeah, little balconies for you to hang out. But going down this street here, we get to the famous gate of the walled city, the San Juan Gate, which was a very famous gate. Because this gate, besides being huge, marked the entrance and exit of people from the walled city. And here are some street names. Look, in the traditional way on tiles, they wrote the street name on the tiles. So, Calle del Cristo, right, which would be Christ Street. You're welcome, man. I did Duolingo, right, buddy? I did Duolingo. This area is a great place to come at night. You can grab a drink or some food. It's nice at night and lively during the day too. These are the main hotels here too. Hotel El Convento, one of the most expensive. And arriving at La Catedral. Guys, I'm having a wedding. I just heard the Americans say she didn't realize if I want a church. I'll kiss her since there's something upstairs. Oh, that's wild. How often can you say you're attending a wedding with someone else? I can. And we've arrived at the Cathedral Basilica of San Juan. I think this area is beautiful, guys. I think it's the most wonderful thing ever. Seriously. And look at this little square in front. Take a look. Check out the elegance of this place. This is so nice, man. Right in front, look, Caleta de las Monjas, which means Nuns Cove. If Puerto Rico were actually an American state, it would be one of the poorest because it has one of the worst economies in the country. And this is so real and sad that since 2016, more than 1.5 million Puerto Ricans have left here in search of better working conditions, decent financial conditions, and a better future. It is estimated that out of 8 to 10 million Puerto Ricans around the world, only 3.3 million live on the island. In other words, practically 1/3 stayed here. And just take a look at how capitalism has prevailed here. We see IVC, we see burrito clubs, Panerai, so we see brands, right, of great luxury. In the 1950s, at the beginning of the Cold War, the United States made a point of taking Puerto Rico as an example that capitalism would be the best choice. So they put a lot of capitalist things here to show the world that being next to Cuba, which was communist, Puerto Rico would be a much better place for you to live. That's exactly what occurred during the Cold War decades. Even with tax incentives, the Americans started in the 1970s to offer a lot of incentives for industries to come here. Mainly industries, even pharmaceutical ones, which are still on the island today, that would get so many exemptions that they would move their plants and offices here to Puerto Rico. This was very good because it improved the economy a lot, but about 20 years later, they removed these incentives. And many companies leave, and the new ones that were going to come also decide not to come. That's a little sad, this, let's say, tax policy uncertainty. But the good news is that in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, they brought new tax exemption laws so that Americans could come live in Puerto Rico and be exempt from capital gains tax, not paying tax on capital gains. People who work online, small entrepreneurs, it ended up becoming a small tax haven in recent years. It is also heavily criticized for raising locals' living costs and causing gentrification. What is gentrification? It's when someone lives peacefully at home, but then tourists and Airbnbs flood the historic center where their family has lived for 100 or even 200 years. And then so many things start popping up, even Airbnb, that rent gets expensive, food gets expensive. These people have to move to the suburbs because they can't afford their living costs anymore. So while there are benefits, there are also major downsides. Ice cream before lunch is allowed? Of course it is. Let's have an Anita because she's powerful. Because she's what? She's the mommy from over there. Yeah, dear Anita, loved all over the world, right? That girl, she did her show. Excuse me, I'm gonna get in this huge line. And wow, beautiful hair, really beautiful. It's nice, right? It's nice. Look at these shop windows. I'm going to want mine. I'm going to make sure I get mine. Anita nailed it with the business, you know? It's really delicious. They say this is the island's best ice cream. She's Danita. She sings, dances, and stirs the marina's cream. Oh, another fun fact is that San Juan is the biggest city by population, but not by size. Today, about 350,000 people live here, which would be about 10% of the population of the entire territory. Which is not a state, and Puerto Rico is not a country. But these people, oh, how beautiful. These people get married a lot here. People are getting married all the time. I thought it was beautiful. Isn't this a beautiful place for a wedding? Amazing thing. There will be people saying, wow, so many people passing by in the background. But the person is getting married at one of San Juan's main tourist spots, right? Oh, the door over there, look. Let's look at the door. Let me show you so you can understand the door and its size. Check this out for an idea. This little gate controlled entry to the city, allowing boats to come in. Cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha-cha. Because my boat makes this noise, then it goes in there and the door is huge. Applause, applause for the door. Congratulations to the couple. Hey, quick tip for anyone looking for a bathroom. This store, Marshall's, famous American store, 3rd floor, women's and men's bathrooms free of charge. Just go up, you don't have to buy anything. For those who really need to go, just like me, you're welcome for the tip. I know you'll appreciate it. It's over. It doesn't exist anymore. Not everything is perfect. After Maria, right? Hurricane Maria sadly took all the umbrellas. This street used to look like this, see? See this picture? The street was once nice, filled with umbrellas. And then, since Maria, they never rebuilt it, right? In fact, that hurricane was the one that devastated the island of Puerto Rico. Maria was considered the worst tragedy Puerto Rico has experienced in the last 100 years. And to this day, they haven't been able to recover. Many people went months without access to electricity. Just think about it, an island where people pay twice as much for electricity as most Americans and earn basically half of the average American salary. After the tragedy, they had to go weeks, months without power, and thousands of people died because hospitals weren't working and schools stayed closed. It was truly a huge, huge tragedy. We really hope that Hurricane Maria or any other major tragedy like it never happens again. Now let's get to a very curious fact that will transform, will change your life. Behind me, that little yellow door is the smallest house on the whole island of Puerto Rico. Look at this, it's known as the tiny house. Look at this little entrance, man, look at this. Considered the narrowest little house in all of Puerto Rico. I think you have to pay. Hello, is this the museum or not?
Opening this wall, guided tour in one shift.
I don't know, there are many floors. And it's $10. Look, it's coming, thanks. No, it's $10 to come up here. You saw it from outside, it's beautiful, small, with 3 floors. It costs $10 to see them all. Let's look from here. My name is Roy Ramsey, I'm a Mutirano. And one thing that a lot of locals do around here is this, look. Take a walk on the Paseo de la Princesa. After you have a nice meal and enjoy the sunset here in this area, the day starts to fade away, giving way to the night, and there are several little stalls here. It really reminds me of those little fairs we have in Brazil, you know, like kind of a hippie market vibe, selling everything from churros to handicrafts and souvenirs. Everyone is always very friendly, very nice, and at the end we have the fountain de las raíces, the fountain of roots, my son. After all, if there's one thing Puerto Ricans have, it's roots, it's pride in their roots. Puerto Rico has invested a lot in tourism, mainly because the island is kind of in a limbo today, not really knowing how its economy can actually prosper. We're talking about a place that has already held 3 votes to become an American state, and they never reach any conclusion. Out of these 3 plebiscites, only about 23% of the population voted, and they didn't reach any conclusion. whether they want Puerto Rico to actually become the 51st American state, become an independent country, or stay as it is. Since they don't reach any conclusion, I believe things will stay as they are for a long time. What do you think about Puerto Rico's situation? I want to know your opinion. For now, I think this fountain of roots is one of the most beautiful things you'll see today. And it symbolizes the roots from here, which are a mix from all over the world, the African continent, Europe, and of course those who were already in Puerto Rico before all this chaos happened. But you don't think that's all, do you? No, it's not. I'm gonna take a shower now, get all handsome to meet a traveler. Yes, a traveler. Hey guys, I made it to Puerto Rico. I love when people message me when I arrive somewhere. Amanda, who lives here, messaged me. I figured, why not meet her? Worst case, I disappear. If that happens, her name's Amanda. She lives in Puerto Rico, and that's all I know. At night, I met two friends here. A Brazilian girl messaged me on Instagram asking if I was in Puerto Rico, saying she lives here. I told her to take me out to experience the nightlife and see what happens. There's a great show at this hotel, one of the main and most beautiful around. Look how nice it is. I almost stayed here because I thought it was beautiful. It was 10,000 reais per night compared to 3 for the other. I thought it was expensive, but it's beautiful. Guys, they look amazing. Here I am thinking I'm going to the beach club and they're going to a gala dinner. What's going on?
Bem vibezinha Miami aqui, tranquilo, tudo moderninho, bastante neon, zero peligro.
Bastante construção.
Muita coisa. Minha amiga, me conta, tu veio fazer o que aqui? Conta a tua história.
Olá.
Como você se chama e por que está em Puerto Rico?
Amanda Montanher. Estou em Porto
Because of a Puerto Rican guy, you know, and on the 4th day I was already getting to know him. In short, she's only been here for 5 years, and says she's going to spend her whole life here. That's not true. I just made it up, but I really feel this love is forever and beautiful. It's serious, man. Look, they've been officially married for 3 years already, so things moved fast. You can see how quick I am in person. AP, after 2 years of dating, already said, "It's you, impossible. Let's go, event action." Man, that's awesome. And the coolest thing is that, like, out of nowhere, we met on Instagram and started talking. She's showing this area, the area around Condado. It's really nice, you know? It's kind of like a chill Miami vibe, zero danger. I'm finding it really cool. Some of you warned me, keep an eye out because Puerto Rico is a little dangerous, but I didn't think so, okay? So far, I don't think it's dangerous. No, I found it calmer than Brazil. It's not much more, right? You can use your phone like in an Uber. At the beach, you can leave your things on the sand while you swim and your phone will still be there. It's chill like that. We're seeing Brazil. Everyone can have one. Check that out. We're riding in style. Did you think I'd just hang with my friends in a regular car? No way.
Não?
Bora.
Simbora, belíssimos.
Look, Amandinha already brought me here to Calecera. We're in the Miramar neighborhood. Miramar. Now I'm unsure if it's Miramar or Santurce. I read Santurce here. Miramar and Santurce are two neighborhoods that are very close. I'm switching to Santurce and staying at a great Airbnb there tomorrow. I've heard a lot of good things about the area. Everyone recommends it. There are plenty of bars and places to go out. Let's see what I'm gonna do. I'm going out with my friends.
Arte.
And Puerto Rico is a gem, guys, a little gem that I'm loving getting to know better, Puerto Rico.
Siento que ella me dice algo, no lo puede disimular. A mí se notan los deseos. Tú lo que quieres jugar, mi loca dame cintureo, oye ponete a brincar, la vida que no apareció.
Why did they dance perreo? Perreo, tell me about perreo, it's wild, right? Let's go. How random is this place? We're in this country. I mean, territory, Puerto Rico. I'm loving Puerto Rico. It's really cool. Time to eat since we're having a drink, so my friend brought me for arepas. Arepas are from Venezuela, right? But this place is very Latino with influences from many countries. And you know what I find interesting? They have a table just for playing dominoes because dominoes is really big here, right? It's very famous. Everywhere you go in the squares, people play dominoes in every bar. It's like our truco, but even bigger. It's huge. They have the truco cards too. It's very similar, but it has a different name. It's big, but we have the cards. Nothing like a local. Guys, here they love like getting the buggy, riding the buggy. These cars here are very Puerto Rican, very Medbani. I'll apologize later. Does this have a name? Let's find out the name. But there's the potion. Look, and to the street. There's arepita here. Look, aguacate, which is avocado with a little blood sausage to line your stomach tonight. Local dishes. Bacalaito, alcapulha. Do you know what I ate today? Mofongo. Mofongo. You ate it fast. Really delicious mofongo, very good. Trifongo is better. What is trifongo and what's in it? It's plantain, yuca, manioc. There are more things, that's why it's try, that's great. There's bifongo to try, bifongo. So I ordered a mojito and he told me the mojito I ordered is which one, what flavor is it again, my friend? Is that the name? No, it's parcha. Oh, passion fruit. Parcha is passion fruit? Here it is. I thought it was a fruit that only existed here, hold on. Approved. I had never tried a passion fruit mojito before. Parcha, delicious. The parcha one is my favorite. Refreshing, right? Tasty. It goes down just like juice. Dangerous. I'm going to have to disconnect soon, travelers. Too much. Really delicious. There's a tiny frog here, like in the picture, and it makes this little sound. Listen. And what's its name? See, that's the sound it makes. It goes like this. Me and? What do you mean, me and? Me and? Is that what you hear?
It comes from a small but very loud amphibian, the coqui frog.
And there's no way I could come to Puerto Rico and not visit the beaches of this island, which are among the most beautiful in the world. So we got a car, I joined my new friends that I met on the trip, and we went to explore the countryside and the coast here. But tell me, do you think the beaches here will be better than the ones in Brazil? In the next few minutes, we're going to find out.
Guys, I love Europeans. Europeans are so organized, right, my friend? Look at this, my European friends here, both Italians, they come to the beach all prepared, ready for everything. Look at that. Take it if you want. Let's see, let's see, let's see. And we've arrived because Puerto Rico, my dear, is so much more than just a beautiful historic center. This place is extremely famous for its beaches. We're talking about an island that from end to end would take about 2.5 hours, right, my friend, to go from one end to the other here in Puerto Rico. It's a small island, but it has many beach options. We got the car today, hit the road, and we left San Juan, which is the main city, and we headed to the northwest side of the island. So we're going to explore the Isabela and Aguadilla region. There are cool beaches like this one we're at, which is called Robos Beach. We're also going to another beach, which is Crash Boat Beach, and there's one more, or maybe not, there's Machiquitas and the temple, Machiquitas and the temple, and that's it. We just came from the beaches a lot of people come here for and enjoy. Estevam, is it worth leaving Brazil to go to a beach here? Clearly not, okay? If they were Americans, they'd be fascinated, like this thrilled lady and that guy who brought his chair, right, my friend? But tell me, would you trade Bahia, Copacabana, Ipanema, or Leblon for this? It competes well, don't you think, girl? Do they have the facilities here? Do they have grilled cheese? Do they have fried snacks? Is there a guy dressed as a Rabbi Bey selling sfiha on the beach? Isn't there someone dressed as sfiha? There's no one dressed as sfiha. But the water is really warm. It's warm, I'm going in. Is there a JBL playing? Does anyone have a speaker? Someone always has a JBL and there's always reggaeton. Look how beautiful. Ah, there are some street vendors here. Wow, the water is warm. I love the water, it's nice and warm.
Ó, que dele.
Oh, this is wonderful, Puerto Rico. I'm so happy to be here. I'm so happy to be in this place I've always wanted to visit. Look, this is Brazil, my friend. Don't mess with her, no. Here it's order and progress. Puerto Rico isn't a country, but in the Olympics it competes as if it were. It has its own team and plays as Puerto Rico, not as the United States. In Puerto Rico, residents don't pay federal tax, but they do pay several other taxes, which causes some controversy. Here, for example, is one of the most expensive places in the United States for you to buy electronics. The tax on an iPhone would be 11.5%, while in Florida, if you go to Miami or Orlando to buy the same iPhone, you only pay 7% tax. Puerto Rico is made up of 140 islands, islets, and cays, but only 3 of these islands are inhabited. The main one is the island of Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico is considered the birthplace of reggaeton, this rhythm that's also called the ultra-mega Latin Caribbean funk, where people love to grind. And several names like Izzy Andel, Luis Fonsi, and Daddy Yankee, he sings that song Gasolina. Well, I'm going to take a little break here, disconnect for a bit, but I wanted to tell you that Puerto Ricans are very afraid of Puerto Rico becoming another Hawaii. Estevam, why do you say that? Because Hawaii was literally incorporated by the United States and became a luxury Disneyland for Americans and wealthy foreigners. Just so you have an idea, today in Hawaii there are 30 people for every one native Hawaiian, meaning for every 30 people on the island. Only one is still native. Let's go.
Cheers, guys.
Let's go. Let's go.
Bye. And we were having an amazing day at the beach until the Europeans decided to do what? What Europeans like to do the most?
In life, yes guys, it's a big mess. Let's be honest, it's a bit messy, but here, Bad Bunny Kika. So, guys, Zilinho decided to go hiking and is now out among the rocks. Come on, guys. Zil just hangs out with my Leblon friends, you know? Just to lie there on the sand, isn't it around here? It's not around here, you see? Don't make friends with people who like hiking. We make friends with people who like beach bars. With beach bars?
With sunset.
Got it? With Aperol Spritz.
Ándale.
Ándale. Oh, ándale. What do you mean, Andel, kid? Andel, but you're not the one up here. Making way. Don't interact with the local wildlife. I want to interact with my own. Here, searching for the well, just like this. I want to interact with my gin and tonic. Don't interact with nature. We're here. Look over there. You come all this way just to see a hole. Is that it? To see the rock hitting? Oh, how beautiful. No, it's beautiful. Really beautiful. How beautiful it is. No, guys, look. Gotta say it was worth it. It was worth it. I'll open it up here so you can see. It's a big hole. This is called Jacinto's Well. It's really close to the beach we were at. It's about a 5-minute walk. Or 50. Depends on your pace, right, buddy? Beautiful. We can go now.
Check. You and I without fear. That February night, time stopped completely for me. What happened was without limits. You and I without breaks. Hey, 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 the temperature was rising while the world was hiding in your gaze. They are.
My friend, that's what happens when you go hiking. Went hiking, got punished. God punishes anyone who goes hiking. He sent it.
It's the cat, it's the pool.
Yeah, Madonna, mamma mia. Money, it's denaro. Vada bene, tutto bene, azzagni.
Whoa, it's a lot.
And what about that snack break, man? I ordered the mari-mari here. Mari-mari is a typical fish, very famous here in the Caribbean in Puerto Rico. With fries, they ordered a salmon, some other little things. And let's dig in. It's time to eat, it's time to eat. Enjoy your meal, enjoy your meal. Bon appetit. Let's try the famous mari-mari. Stuffed fish here, this one here. Delicious, approved. Enjoy your meal. Wow, very tasty, very good. Good. From here, check out one more beach and then hit the nightlife in Puerto Rico. Arriving at another little beach. I think this one is better, huh? Lots of sand, look. Wow, there's a lot of sand here. Look at this, it's huge. Check it out, look at that. Look. Yes, guys, it's a total zoo. Let's be honest, it's a bit of a zoo, but here it is kind of like San Andres, guys. I'm going to be real with you. Puerto Rico's like a big San Andres. Watch my San Andres video so you can understand. It's more organized. You get out of the car, come, get annoyed, and leave. San Andres isn't like that. You have to wait for the boat in the water, which is a hassle. That's just how it is here. Your butt gets sandy.
And Puerto Rico, for me, is proof that a people who love their land, value their culture, and aren't ashamed of who they are can resist and exist with their essence intact. I'm leaving this island, but I already want to come back. I take with me the memories I made, the friends I met, the rhythms I danced to, and everything I learned on this magical and love-filled island. I really hope you enjoyed my work and all the content I bring to you for free here on the internet. And I ask that if you can, please subscribe. Leave a like, leave a comment, and even become a member to support me and my whole team who work every day to make this happen. And don't forget to subscribe to follow the upcoming trips and destinations. Never forget that you are an amazing human being and you can get wherever you want. Lots of love, and I'll see you in the next video.
Baby, you're different, you got my mind going crazy. Everything you do is hot, and here I am, impatient. That night was a complete secret between you and me. Breaking all the rules, not thinking like crazy.